Hi, my name is Danny Wells. I'm just going to share one of my thoughts this morning, and it's about fitting in a business around whatever it is that you're doing. And most people, they work really hard at their businesses, like whatever they decide to actually invest their time into, they work really hard at it, whether they decide to be a hairdresser, a cleaner, a tiler, a taxi driver, whatever their business is, ice cream van even, they do work really hard at it. And some people build businesses alongside their full-time jobs with the intention that they build it now, they invest their time now, so that long term they can ease off on their job, ease off on the pressure, work part-time and see the benefits of their income coming in from their early efforts, like residual income, maybe passive income, a little bit like writing a book or making a CD, doing the initial effort and then receiving royalty payments back on that for years and years and years, or buying a house and spending time and effort doing it up, and then the rent comes in every single month forevermore then. So again, like that, royalties and passive income. So most people's intention to build a business is to build some sort of residual or passive income, which is money that comes in every single month when you've done the work in the initial period. Now, what I see is people start an Arbonne business and they, not always, but some people expect it to be sort of on a plate. But with any business, it does take work. And I say this to people, I say, this is not a get rich quick scheme. This is a business. This is a business about you. You are the only variable, and what you have is an online shop, which we all have. We all have our own online shop with the same products, the same company, the same infrastructure, but you go out and build your client base. There are people out there waiting to be clients to Arbonne products, but are they going to be buying them through you or through somebody else's business? That's the variable. The variable is you. And what you have to do is you have to treat Arbonne like it is a shop, because it is. Yes, it's an online shop, so sometimes it's easy for people to just kind of like push it to one side, whereas if they'd spent £200,000 on a franchise, which a lot of franchises do cost, and they actually had a shop in town with their own overheads, there isn't a chance that they'd just ignore it and just think it'd go away. Whereas I see people start their business with Arbonne that actually has a lot more potential, and reap the benefits that you can reap are so much greater. But sometimes people just push it to one side and just think, oh, it'll just go away if I ignore it. But why did you start an Arbonne business? Because for me, I started my Arbonne business, my online shop, because I wanted to build something extraordinary. I wanted to build residual wealth for my children. Wealth isn't about having a lot of money. Wealth is about having a lot of time without any money strains. That is wealth. Wealth is having a lot of time with your life and not having financial pressure. That is wealth, and that's what a lot of people want. They don't necessarily want the income. Yeah, the income helps, but most people want wealth. You can have a fabulous income and work all of the hours every single day, but if you don't have the time, you haven't got wealth. Wealth is having that time, okay, without the financial pressure, and that's what most people want. Most people want wealth. So having an Arbonne business enables me to have wealth. Now, what I've seen before is people have jobs and they might work, say, 40 hours a week, which many of us do when we start our Arbonne business, and they put more time and effort into their 40-hour-week job than they do their Arbonne business. But their 40-hour-a-week job is what you're building somebody else's wealth. Somebody else owns that company and you're building their wealth, so they're leveraging off your time. So you're constantly putting in your hours and your effort and making that your main priority for somebody else. I'm not for a second saying don't turn up to work. I'm not saying that, but make sure you're putting more of you into your business, where you're the CEO of your business, you're building your wealth. Don't put most of your energy into building somebody else's wealth. Put most of your energy into building your wealth. So if an Arbonne event comes up, make that your priority, because that's going to help build your wealth. That's going to help build you. It's going to help build your client base. It's going to help build your team, because people are attracted to people that know where they're going and successful people. And that needs to be your top priority. So when you get your diary out and put into your diary all of the events that are going to build your wealth, okay? So that is Arbonne events, Vegas, our once a year AAC conference in Birmingham, Once a month we have our region training, and then on a Sunday night we have our online training again, and that's recorded as well. So if you're not able to make them that one week, that's recorded, but make it your main priority. Get that in your diary. That's your wealth you're building there. Don't get your diary out and start putting in all your work hours first. You know, I'm working 9 to 5 here, 9 to 5 here, 9 to 5 here. Yeah, if you have to work, you have to work, but that needn't be where your main priority is. Your main priority needs to be where you're building your wealth. And the great thing about an Arbonne business is it fits in around your life. So when I get my diary out, the first thing that goes into my diary is my family priorities. That is my top priority, okay? That takes precedent over everything else. And when you're building somebody else's wealth in a job, your family priorities usually aren't your top priority. Your top priority normally has to be your job. So when I worked at the opticians, I had to ask for time off work to go to my daughter's sports day. I had to ask for time off work, building somebody else's wealth here, to attend my child's swimming lesson. All these things. Now I've built my own wealth. I've got my own business. My top priorities are my children. My children. So the first thing that goes in my diary is their sports days, their swimming lessons, holidays with my children, weekends away with my children. Whatever my children have going on, that goes in my diary. And then I fit in my Arbonne hours, okay? Because you still have to work your Arbonne business. You can't just leave it, or else it doesn't work. So I fit in my Arbonne hours around my children. When you're working a job, you have to make your job your top priority and fit everything around it, because you're building somebody else's wealth. So you're tied into that. So what you need to do is focus on building your own wealth. If you have to work because you have to bring in that extra source of income, you have to do that, but don't make it your top priority. Don't focus all of your energy on building somebody else's wealth, because you're just being leveraged on time, really. You know, somebody else is using your efforts for their wealth while they're making their family their top priority. Is that what you want your life to be like? Do you want your life, we've all got 24 hours in a day. Do you want your hours to be spent making sure that somebody else at the top of your company, that runs your company and owns your company, is making their family their top priority, and everything else fits around it, while you're having to make his or her wealth, working your hours into their business to build their wealth, having to be where you're having to be? I know I would. Now I want to build my own wealth. And, I've had people say, I've had a couple of weeks off Arbonne. It's been really nice not to have to put any effort into doing anything. Well, yeah, that'd be the same with a job. That's no different to if you had 2 weeks off work. You'd say the same. You'd say, I've had 2 weeks off work and it's been lovely not to have to do anything. We'd all love to have 2 weeks doing nothing, but that's not going to build anything, okay? And we only get one life on this planet, and you need to make the most of it. And one thing that I do say that is really important is you have to think, and this is a bit morbid, but you have to think about your funeral. When you die and somebody reads your, I'm going to struggle with the word, eulogy, the thing that they read about you, that word, before I started my Arbonne business, I used to think about this, and it used to make me feel sick, because I'd be like, at my funeral, people would say, Dani Wells, she was married, she's got 2 daughters, she adored them, she loved her husband, and it was about it, really. Like, oh my God, now I know, and I'm still only 2 years in, so it's going to get better and better, but I know if I died now, at my funeral, people would say, Dani Wells started a business despite everybody telling her she wasn't good enough to be a health, wellness and consultant. But despite everybody telling her she knew nothing about health, wellness and beauty, but she was determined to learn the skills to be great at it. She started a business in network marketing where it wasn't the social norm back then. Obviously it is now. It's household name now. It's very normal now. But back then it wasn't the social norm. She went against the grain despite the people telling her, no, don't do it. And she changed lives. She invested so much of her time and energy into helping third world countries, helping parents with children with special needs and extra care needs, and helping them with appointments, going to hospital. She invested time into charities and causes that were important to her, because that's where she wanted to invest her time. She taught her daughters how to build a business from scratch, how to never give up, even despite rejection, how to never give up, and to dust yourself down and to keep learning. She learned skills that she didn't have. She made people happy. She put on events voluntarily that made people come together like a culture. She grew a culture and community of positive, like-minded, happy, contagiously happy people. She made people believe in themselves. She helped people that had no confidence grow into these beautiful butterflies full of confidence. I want people to say all these things about me. What do you want people to say at your funeral? Because if you want people to say these amazing things that you did, you need to do them first. People won't say you did these amazing things if you didn't do it. So you have to do it. And to do it, you have to put the time and energy and effort into doing it and building it. And I've been doing my outbound business for coming up to 2 years now. I can honestly say, yes, there's been some high times. Yes, there's been some hard times. But overall, I'm building my wealth. I'm building something extraordinary. I'm building something amazing. I love it. Oh my God, do I love it? I love the outcome. I love that I'm working for myself, nobody else. My diary has my top priorities in, which is my family, and I'm not working around somebody else's building their wealth. You know, this is so worth it. This is so worth it. So worth it. And so I just want to share a little bit about that this morning. Make sure today you are putting in some of your 24 hours today. We all have 24 hours, that's it. Make sure you're putting some of those 24 hours into building your wealth so that you, in 2 years' time, are earning £10,000 a month. Because honestly, I about fall off my chair when I receive my paycheck. I honestly do. I'm like, I cannot believe it. It's because I built it. And I'm continuing to build it. You know, I want to earn more money a month. I want to earn £50,000 a month, not because I need that, but I know that I've got a good heart, and I know that if I was receiving £50,000 a month from like shares, like royalties, money from my business, from my online business, I can use that money to put into good causes. You know, I've got some good ideas about where I want to be putting. I want to be investing thousands and thousands a month, every month, into charities, into causes, into creating things that are going to help other people. You know, that's what I want to be doing. It's not because I want to spend that. I absolutely don't. I've got no desire to. But I want to help other people. So make sure you're using some of your 24 hours today to create your own wealth. Even if you're just going to do half an hour today to create some of your own wealth, the compound effect will build up and up and up, and the slight edge will kick in, and you will see in 2 years' time that it was the best thing you ever did, because you'll have full wealth. You'll be receiving £10,000 a month or more or less, depending on how many hours you invest into your business, into your wealth, into you as a person, to building this, building your client base, meeting people to talk to about this. You know, we all hit a point in network marketing where we've spoke to everybody that we know, and we have to develop skills to speak to people we don't know. You will never ever get past district manager, the first level, unless you develop skills to talk to people you don't know. That is a given. You have to learn the skills, and you will meet people you don't know, and they'll become like your best friends. They'll become like family. You know, they might be godparents to your children. You might be godparents to their children, bridesmaids at their wedding, best man at their wedding, and you will meet people that will just be so precious to you, and it'll be thanks to this business. So use some of your hours today. Start building your own wealth for you and your family. Decide what you want your eulogy to say at your funeral, and go and do it. Make sure that is said at your funeral. Make sure that is what people say about you. So I'm going to go and do the school run. My children are playing outside at the minute, tearing it up. So that's just a little bit from me. I'm going to have my fist stick, and then I'm going to go and do the school run. So goodbye.